So welcome back. The NBA playoffs is officially started, and some of the first round series have already ended. So I thought it would be a good time for me to give you guys a little breakdown of what's happened so far, if it's what we've expected, and what I think is going to potentially happen with the rest of the playoffs. Let's have a look quickly at the NBA bracket. Let's start with the first seed in the West, because the Thunder made quick work of the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix, in complete honesty, Phoenix came a lot further than expected after losing Kevin Durant. I think they played with a lot of grit throughout the whole season. So maybe over exceeded my expectations because I probably, before the season started, I would have had teams like the Clippers and Golden State in the playoffs over them. So for them to make it is really impressive. There isn't much they could have done against the Thunder, in complete honesty. The Thunder wrapped that series quite quickly. What did we all expect? 4-zip makes sense. I think no one was really expecting, at most, I think people were expecting Phoenix to take one game. The fact that they didn't, no one can knock them. Even Devin Booker said it in his press conference, Shea's been playing well, the whole team's well drilled. And yeah, they get a lot of rest now. So the Thunder are going to be facing whoever wins between the Lakers and the Rockets. Hopefully, at this point, it's the Lakers. I think everyone before the series started thought it was going to be the Rockets. So it being the Lakers, it's kind of nice. LeBron's done really well. I have to give a big shout out to Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, um, Rui as well. And I think the whole team in general, like just everyone pitching in and doing their bits here and there. They're still up 3-1. They've got another game, well, my tonight, as I'm recording this. So we'll see. Hopefully they win in game 5 so they can get some rest before game 1 against the Thunder. I've just heard reports that Luca may not return, so that's not great. And I don't mean against the Rockets, I mean against the Thunder. So even if they go through to facing the Thunder, Luca may not play. Now, do I think the Lakers have a good chance of beating the Thunder? No. I've seen them play the Thunder in the regular season, and it was very pretty. But the way the Thunder have been playing, they're just too clean, too smooth. So I don't see the Lakers getting a game there. I might come back to eat my words, but who knows? They might get one. So now the I don't know how to feel about this because Jokic. I've made a video about Jokic already. Nuggets versus Timberwolves. As expected, the Nuggets win game 5. I think the Timberwolves will have a great chance to win game 6. I think that will be one of their best chances. The Timberwolves are still really good defensively. It's just their scoring impact. In order for them to win game 6, Julius Randle has to play well. You have to get some key contributors like Nas Reed, Ayo Dosunmu. You have to get Bones Island, maybe quite a few of them to contribute offensively. Maybe even Rudy Gobert gives you 10 points and limits Jokic a little bit because I feel like a lot of people do feel like Jokic is just having a cold series. And I personally think it's a bit more than that. I think it's just a case of the Timberwolves being good defensively and Gobert being really good defensively. That's what's limited him because we can call back to last series against Chet and Hartenstein. He was very limited. And I think it's difficult to go up against two bigs naturally. So it's like if you have a team that's capable to stop you, it's understandable if you're being stopped, essentially. Like, I'm not holding that against him. I'm just saying, I thought the drop off wouldn't be that bad. And game 5, he played much better. He did only take like 15 shots. He went 9 for 15, so I'm happy for him there. I don't even know if I want the Timberwolves to go through because I just don't think they'll give the Spurs a good series. On that note, the Spurs have beaten already. The Spurs have beaten the Trailblazers, which was nice. I think the Trailblazers there gave us a little bit of hope in game 3 and 4 that they could potentially take out or stretch the series to about 6 games. But yeah, Wemby, I need to save some more time for Wemby because Wemby is something else. So for the first round series, I think it's gonna be obviously Thunder of advance, Lakers gonna advance. I'm hoping it's the Timberwolves, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Nuggets. So this one, if I had to pick one, I have to go with the Nuggets just because I just think they've got more consistent offensive power now. The Timberwolves don't have that player that could, even though they only need it for one game, they only need someone to get them 30 for one game. I just don't think they may be able to get that. So, against my better judgment, I'm going to go the Nuggets. I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to go the Nuggets advance. I think the Nuggets take it to 7 because I think, like I said in my previous video, Jokic just got a lifeline and he has to take advantage of this. So the semifinals for the West, I think it's going to be Thunder, Lakers, Nuggets, Spurs. Let's go to the East. Pistons are getting destroyed by the Orlando Magic. Now, this is just a defensive battle. Straight defense. No one wants to score. They're just saying you're not scoring. That's what both teams are saying. You're not scoring, and we're not scoring. If honestly, the defense being played in this series is so intense. Average series points 98 and 100 points. It's insane. And to be fair, I think the reason why Orlando are up, they have more offensive options, naturally. So with Orlando having more offensive options, the Pistons' offense isn't great. They're limited with Cade being the main option. So you've got Cade and then you've got Jalen Duren. What are you doing, brother? He is having an absolute stinker. And in the YouTube space, I've seen a couple people post about him and just essentially just grill him. And people have looked at his shot selections, the amount of shots he's made, and it's just been a nightmare. But I think one of the worst things is, as a number 1 seed, it doesn't feel like a lot of people are disappointed by a 60-win team like this not being able to beat an Orlando team that was struggling all season. I find that kind of not strange, but I think it speaks a lot to what people thought Detroit were, which is a defense-heavy team with limited offensive options, with just Cade being the main guy. I think that's what's happened, and not a lot of people were like, "Oh, what's happening?" They're just kind of like, "Yeah, they're a young team. We knew they lacked offensive firepower. They're going up against Orlando, who's kind of the same, but just got more options because they've got Paolo's been terrible, but they've got Bane, they've got Franz, they've got just a decent amount of role players who can defend and also shoot or like try and score. And I think that's the difference there. I would hope they could go through, but I think they're done. So Orlando wins that series. The Cleveland Raptors series. It's been a fun series. This one, I think Cleveland have invested more in winning this series, so it would hurt the Cleveland Cavaliers more if they didn't win, purely because of the Harden trade, committing to this year. I think it also helps them a lot if they can get through this series, which hopefully they will do tonight. They get through this series. I do think they can potentially beat Orlando Magic. I do think they can beat Orlando. If they beat Orlando, then they kind of guarantee conference finals. The thing is, I don't want to go too deep into this. This video will get really long. But yeah, off the top, I would hope Cleveland win this series just for their sake, because they have invested a lot into this team and into this series winning anyways. Then we've got the Knicks Hawks. I think the Knicks win. They were kind of scared a little bit by the Hawks in game 3, going down 2-1. But Hawks, realistically, have got a really good team. They've got quite a nice young core of just defense and growing offensive players as well. I think they've done well to push it to a 6-game series. I don't think it goes beyond that, but it's nice to see that the team has got potential for the future, and I quite like that a lot. So I think the Knicks win that series. Philly, I like them a lot, and I think it speaks volumes to how good they are. The fact that they were able to win a game 5 on the road in Boston. Embiid, Joel Embiid, please, you are my savior. I need you back. This is what I'm talking about. Embiid is so good, and I just wish he was never injured. And I think we will get 1 year where Embiid is not injured. We will get it. We will get it. And Embiid is a special guy, man. I do think Boston will win the series because they lost last night. I think Boston will kind of make that extra effort to win it in 6. If they don't win it in 6 and Embiid is okay for game 7, somehow, if Embiid is 100% for game 7, somehow, Boston. This is meant to be a gap year, right? Jaylen Brown played out of his mind, and you guys thought, you know what? Let's go for it. Jason Tatum came back. Yes, let's go for it. Now you're up 3-2 against the Philadelphia 76ers. If you lose game 6 at Philly, and Embiid comes to game 7, being Embiid, being Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, my guy, Paul George. If these guys show up and you lose, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say you guys lost because I'm not even a Philly fan. I'm just an Embiid and Paul George fan. That's what I am. And I just, in my head, yeah, you guys can tell me they're not going to do it. But in my head and in my heart, there's hope. There is hope. And I'm putting the Philadelphia 76ers to beat the Boston Celtics. I said it here first. So Philly are going to beat Boston. Then they're going to face Knicks. They're going to beat the Knicks. Then they're going to go to conference finals. I know I said I wasn't going to speak about conference finals, but they're going to go to conference finals, face the Cavaliers, beat them, go to the NBA finals. My heart is with Philly. Is with that guy, Paul George, and Embiid, who gets a lot of flack. Embiid gets so much flack for the type of player he is. And I know he doesn't want to miss games. He's putting his career at risk every night. I know he's taking injections to play games he's not ready to play. I know he's not. His knees must be mashed up. Embiid at 40 will not be able to walk. He's going to be in a wheelchair. And he's doing this for Philly. And everyone doubts him. Everyone thinks these players don't want to play. Embiid wants to play. He just can't. His body's breaking down, but he's not going to let it. He's probably on every painkiller med. He's on everything. He just had an appendix surgery and he was like, run it back. Run it. Check up top. Let's play. In all honesty, yeah. I truly believe that. That is my playoff picture. That is my playoff bracket. On that note, guys, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If I'm missing anything, please let me know. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.